Well, hello again. Welcome again to another reading. As we've been going through the book, Every Name for God in the Bible by Larry Richards, read by myself, Irving Risch. Today we're going to be in chapter 1, section 4, Religion as a Way of Distancing from God. Okay, let's switch here. All right, religion as a way of distancing from God. Data from around the world suggests that human beings retain knowledge of God, but have persistently sought to distance themselves from Him. This distance takes several forms. One, His creation, God's existence is acknowledged, but He has become irrelevant. Another strategy, subordinated deity by assuming that the gods were themselves created. Typically, that many gods in such systems are organized in a hierarchy of the humankind and is a deal with the lesser gods. A very common strategy for distancing from God is to evade deity in man's image. The basic strategy of Eastern religion is to depersonalize him. Perhaps the most significant strategy for distancing from God is seen in the religions of the ancient Middle East, the cultures within which the Old Testament revelation was given. Let's look at these strategies and see how they have been used. The first strategy makes God irrelevant. The literally on comparative religions contain many accounts of a higher deity which has withdrawn. The Eidman Handbook, Ederham Handbook, has a world religion notes the following. Sometimes many plural premium religions have a single supreme God above all other powers. Now, sometimes he has, sometimes, I get this mixed up. Sometimes he is even thought of a universal God for all people. For instance, North American Indians think that the Great Spirit of the New Zealand monarchs of Lo. This God is usually the creator of all things. Sometimes he is connected with people's life more living and deals with the thoughts through the lesser gods. At other times, he is believed to have been angered with mankind for lesser gods. At other times, he is believed to have been angry with mankind for having withdrew from the world, or else he is so high and mysterious that we cannot possibly reach him. Page 131. Now, in the religions of the world, Hope writes about basic conflicts of American religious identified. A belief that above all local deity there is one supreme high God who created the world and then withdrew from active participation in it. Although most of the native religions of America are basically polytheistic and their day-to-day practice, there is an overriding belief that beyond all the minor gods, spirits, and ancients, one high God exists. Page 127. In Volume 2 of Micah Aaron's History of Religion, the author notes the same phenomena of Bronze Age China. The culture of the Supreme found to be distant and less active than the ancestors of the royal lineage. Pages 7 and 8. In Volume 3, he quotes Helmont's study of the savage prophets people. There, Hellman notes that Slav do not dispute and exist of one God in the heavens, but consider that this God concerns himself only with celestial affairs, having abandoned the government of the world to interfere divinely, who had to procreate himself, page 30. Robert E. Elsworth Jr., in Many People, Many Fights, states that the characteristics of many people to believe that there is a supreme God who created the earth is removed from our affairs, and that it is really the infinite but far more involved ancestors of nature, spirits, in whom we have the most to deal. The Lugud of the East African, for example, says that the earth was made by the light god, Murgal, I can't pronounce it, but he is not normally concerned with human affairs. He is given no prayers or sacrifice. They are made rather to the Mishamu, whatever it is, or ancient spirits. Now, in the many other instances of the existence of supreme gods is the acknowledgement, but he becomes less and less relevant to the lives or original people, whereas he is angry with humankind and withdraws or simply loses interest in his creation and wanders off. The high God becomes irrelevant to religions and a daily life. In Paul's words, although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God. We were thankful, Romans 1:21. God, acknowledging of God has been supreme by casting him as more and more distance from the world he made. Now the second strategy, subordination God, many ancient religions present as various of gods and goddesses. The metropole, these deities were supposed to have been formed in the watery masses of pre-existence, the universe, and thus the subordinary being, Elder, Volume 1, page 88. Note the following. Like so many other traditions, the Egyptian, because what begins with the emergence of mounts and the permanent waters, the appearance of the first place above the acquaintance immediately signifies the emergence of the earth, but also the beginning of light, life, and conscience. Page 58. The Erdman's Handbook adds different gods were thought to have somehow emerged from the hills and the water, and the various ways they have somehow emerged from the hills or the waters, ways that they have created other gods. Page 87. Erdman's Handbook describes similar beliefs by the Aztecs of Central America. The Aztecs believed that two primordial beings originally from everywhere included the gods. They were Omashila, Lord of Durud, and I can't pronounce these names, Lady of Durud. Their lives in the summit of the world in the 13th heaven. There are two products, all the gods and also all mankind, page 89. Their belief system subordinates even the most powerful of gods by making them creation emergence from prefix matters, while the hierarchy of the deities are an additional attempt to gain distance from the source of reality. Now, this handbook adds that by the time the Spanish conquest, the two primordial beings had largely been pushed into the background of the crowds and the younger and more active gods. And that ends our reading for this section. Until next time, bye for now.